Hello, beautiful sister. Welcome to this video about activating your divine feminine light codes. My name is Bach-Antonson, and I'll just do a quick introduction for those of you who don't know me. My business is priestessrising.com. I am an embodied Magdalene and a rose priestess and an emissary of the Divine Mother who is here on this earth at this time to serve the path of love. And I am delighted to be able to talk with you today about how to activate your codes because I find this to be some of the most exciting information that we can work with at this time. I'm going to start by telling you a very quick story because it'll put the transmission of how to activate codes into context. I'll start this story by telling you that I am a devotee of Dr. Joe Dispenza. I absolutely love his work. I have been to a handful of his retreats, 4 of his retreats in total, and just find the work to be just incredible work on this planet. And one of the stories that I'll tell about being in those retreats and witnessing what happens in his sanctuary is this. We start on day 1 and everybody is sort of having to overcome their lower self and their ego. And by day 7, you're in a group of about 1,500 to 2,000 people who have raised their light quotient to the degree where they are resonating almost with pure love. Just hearts fly open, and there is an energy in the room that is so incredibly palpable and powerful. And there are these co-heal experiences on the last day, healing experiences for people who come with physical ailments, disease, etc. And one of the reports of many different attendees at these retreats is that something mystical often happens, and it seems to be very consistent, in that these blue galactic beings, I know this sounds a little out there, but it's all very true. It's all online testimonials, people talking about their experience. People have had an experience of these blue galactic beings coming into the room, and because they're at a higher dimension, they can see the beings, and the beings work with them and help them to heal diseases, help them to heal broken bones, help them to heal paralysis, et cetera, et cetera. And the reason Dr. Joe is very humble about all of this, and he's very straightforward and clear. And he says the reason why this happens is really scientific, in that we have raised up consciousness to a level beyond the regular human dimension where most of us exist on any given day. We are at a different dimensional experience when you're in those deep dive retreats. And because we're at such a high dimensional experience, the beings can come down and they can meet us at that level. Where on any given day, when we're down here in our regular human life, kind of going to work, slogging, from one place to the other, running errands, watching TV, etc., those higher consciousness beings, they cannot reach us down here. But if we lift up to reach them, then they can meet us at that level. Now, the reason why I put that into context is because that's exactly the same scientific notion when it comes to activating your codes. The codes that you carry are embedded in your soul blueprint, and they cannot open for you, and you cannot become aware of them unless you lift up into a light quotient and into a dimensional experience where then those codes can begin to unlock and give you the information. The reason why they're called light codes is because light is ultimate intelligence, and it is intelligence, basically, that you carry within you, that when you get into a resonant frequency that is a match for that particular light code, the light code can begin to open and activate. So I'll tell you my quick story about how this happened for me. I was 25 years old. I had begun on a completely different trajectory because my brother had passed away, and oftentimes these traumas in our life can shake our lives up enough where we begin to actually be open to listening to our intuition. It's exactly what happened to me. And I began to be led to different spiritual teachers, to different events that I normally wouldn't have gone to. But I was really just following the flow at that point. I was softened and broken to the degree where Divine Mother could begin to lead me. And I was in a place where I was able to listen. And I found a woman when I was 25 years old. I walked into a ceremony that she was offering at the New York Open Center. It was an autumn equinox ceremony. And I just happened upon that event on that day completely spontaneously. And from being with that particular woman who led that ceremony, my priestess codes got activated that day. The reason my priestess codes got activated is because she held the full embodiment of the priestess archetype at that time. She was the first woman I had ever met in this lifetime that held that resonant frequency. And once I got into that frequency with her, it began to pop open the codes that I carried within me from other lifetimes. And it happened very quickly, much like a rose spirals open to reveal her beauty. Codes begin to spiral open to unlock the intelligence, the gifts, the wisdom, and the knowledge that we hold in a certain dimensional aspect of ourselves. So many of us aren't aware that we have other higher aspects of dimension of selves that are meant to be tuned in, turned on, and are meant to actually come to life, if you will, in this lifetime. So oftentimes what happens is when you admire somebody or you're inspired by somebody, what's really happening is that you can feel within them that they hold a pattern or a code that you also carry. There is an aspect of them that is fully embodied, that is waiting to be embodied for you. The way that my priestess codes got turned on is I said yes to being part of a mystery school container at 25 years old that completely opened my life and set me on the path that I was meant to be on at a very early age. I'm so grateful for that experience. When you immerse yourself in a program, in an experience, in a mystery school, in a book, in a relationship with another person that holds the patterns that are meant to be unlocked for you, that is the way that we can unlock and activate those codes within us. I hope that makes sense. Let me say it again. There is higher versions of yourself that live on higher dimensions. Some of you know that they're there. You can feel them, but you can't quite grasp it yet, right? It's like you know you're meant to be big and visible in the world. You know that you have gifts to share with the world, although they haven't quite become clear yet. The reason is not that you haven't figured them out. That's the realm of the mental, and you can get really stuck in the realm of the mental. The way to get there, to unlock all of that wisdom, all of those gifts, all of that information, is you must raise up your vibration, raise your light quotient, raise your frequency so that you become a match for that level of intelligence, for that level of archetypal patterning. And then once you even just touch it, it begins to open. It's like a door. It's like the keys to the inner kingdom. And you begin to awake all of what you carry from other lifetimes, all of what you are here to share and serve in this lifetime. So I'm a big fan of mystery schools because the mystery school container is truly what completely activated me onto my fifth dimensional service and my sacred leadership. And so it's something now that was given to me, and now it's something that I give to other women. Doors to the Magdalene Rose Priestess Mystery School for January 2023 are now open, and this is by application for the women who feel that they are here to also fully embody the priestess archetype. That is an archetype that I carry in such a strong way. And in being around the resonance of that archetype, it will naturally come online for you. We also work with the codes of the rose. We work with the codes of the Magdalene. We work with the codes of the feminine Christ. We work with the golden ankh codes of Isis and the diamond heart codes of Mother Mary and the multidimensional codes of the highest rose council. And so if any of that is something that pops in your consciousness, percolates for you, has you sort of like do a little dance inside, then I want to really, with all of my heart, fully make the invitation to you to look at the Mystery School and to apply to get our program, which will give you all of the information that you need on the third dimensional realms to make the decision of whether or not this might be the right next step for you. But it would be an absolute honor to have you in the container with us so that you can also open and activate and come into congruence with the next level fifth dimensional archetypes that you carry inside, and to come in congruence with the codes that are waiting to be awoke in your own life. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. And whether or not you apply for the Mystery School, I hope that it's still been valuable for you to understand a little bit of how these codes get activated and how they come online. Namaste, and may you be filled with the highest level of light. Bye, everyone.